Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so very much for dropping by this video. So I just posted about an online event I'm doing here on this channel about recovering from fake non-duality. And I got a really interesting comment. Someone wrote, yes, often wondering who's actually awake and attempting to teach such out of body, and we are one, inferring no identity and not even aware of the dangers of dissociation and invisibility rather than transparency. Wow. Thank you so much to this person. I mean, just in that one sentence, this person has captured so many of the dangers of Neo-Advaita. The first one is, how do you or me or any of us know who's actually awake? You know, I just followed the bells and whistles like, oh, they're talking about spiritual things. They must know what they're talking about. Or, oh, they're wearing robes. Or, oh, they speak Sanskrit. Oh, I feel good in their presence. I feel something spiritual in their presence. All of these things would seem, especially the last one, when you feel something spiritual and special in the presence of someone who claims to be a teacher, that would seem to sort of prove that they know what they're talking about or that they can help you. And I have found it over and over and over again to not be the case. Anyone who's, from the Hindu perspective, not just the Hindu, but the Buddhist and perspective as well, anyone whose Kundalini is awake radiates positive energy. But awakened Kundalini does not mean enlightened, does not mean free of ego. And as this person pointed out, that a lot of what's being taught is dissociative. And so right from the start, I just want to differentiate between actual non-duality and modernized Neo-Advaita. I just call it fake non-duality, but the more polite term is Neo-Advaita, which means neo non-duality. It's a modernistic movement. In the West, it's been going on for about 60 years now. And very different from traditional non-duality. And as this person pointed out, it's dissociative. It's about being out of your body. This person continued, I tend towards balance and hear bells in aha moments and watch for red flags popping up. That's the thing is, when I discovered spirituality, I just thought, oh, it's all good. It's all true. I just kind of followed all of it. Well, actually, there's just as much bullshit in the spiritual world as in the non-spiritual world. In fact, there may be more. And then this person continues, particularly where followers become prophet. I've seen it so many times where the followers do become prophet, and where just some of the financial. See, I've been heavily involved in what I thought was non-duality, but actually it was neo non-duality since 1998, and I only realized it took me 20 years to realize that what I was being taught was not actually non-duality. That it was false non-duality or Neo-Advaita. 20 years. And so what I do now is I educate people on what's the difference and what are the red flags to look for and the dangers. Non-duality practiced, studied wrongly is straight up dangerous. I share experiences from my own life, from people I've worked with people I've met. It's kind of understood that being in a cult is a bad thing. It's a harmful thing, right? Because of the delusional thinking. Well, what was a very hard pill for me to swallow is that a lot of the spiritual teachings out there are delusional thinking and are harmful. And I'm going to be focusing on, particularly on fake non-duality. But once I started to see the red flags in fake non-duality, then I was able to see them in other things as well. So this is just a little intro and hello. I haven't really publicized my work much, so I'm starting to publicize it now. And to anyone who's watching this and who is pissed off, who is like, who are you to, challenge or this teacher or that teacher? It's a legitimate question. It's a very legitimate question. And you can check around this channel. I've answered that question many, many times. But here's the question that no one ever asks. Who are these alleged gurus to be teaching spiritual things? Not a single one of the things that distinguishes Neo-Advaita from Actual Advaita is that none of the gurus have actually been given a blessing to teach by an awakened being. They've all declared themselves enlightened and ready to teach. On the surface, that sounds kind of cool, like, oh, they woke up and now they're gonna help others. The only problem is the ego is not able to end the ego on its own. It's a very hard pill to swallow. Humility is built into the traditional non-dual path. And so basically what you have is people who've had some kind of spiritual experience. They believe the delusional thought that they're enlightened, and then they go out and they're literally teaching delusional things masquerading as truth. And it's very harmful, very, very harmful if you take it seriously. Like if you just go and listen every now and then, or, kind of approach it like church, like, oh yeah, I go to satsang on Sunday, and then just forget about it the rest of the week, probably no problem. If you take it seriously, Neo-Advaita, it will wreck your life. I speak from personal experience and having met many people, and now I'm starting to work with people to help them get their lives back, because it's a mental cult. It may not be a physical cult. The teacher may not have set up a community, but Neo-Advaita thinking is delusional, and it is a mental cult. So that's a little brief introduction. Feel free to peruse around the rest of the channel, and you'll get all sorts of different ideas about what's the difference between actual non-duality and pretend non-duality. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.